On today's episode of Film Optics, we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy is the feature and Thor 4. We're also going to talk about John Krasinski and his talks with the MCU. We're also going to be diving into The Boys Season 2. So let's jump in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optics, where we bring you the headline hot takes of entertainment news. I'm your host, Christian, and today we will be talking about the world of film, TV, and everything pop culture related. And as always, I'm joined by my good friend and my co-host, Devin. How are you doing today, buddy?
It's a swell, what is it, Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah. It feels weird doing this on a Wednesday, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But there's a reason for that, because we're also joined by our other co-host and our lifelong friend, Seth. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing okay, well, things. I haven't done this in a while, so.
It's all right,
It's
man.
been a hot minute.
Yeah, it's since what, the Broke Boy gaming days, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure last time I did a podcast was before I moved, so that tells you how long.
Yeah.
And then when I moved was a while ago, last year.
Last year? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it has been a while. So let's see here. Before we begin today's topics, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Google Music, Anchor, YouTube, Podbean, TuneIn, I think. And no word from iHeartRadio still, Devin. This is wow. They really need to get on it, because we're trying. I know, no love. It's Seth, I swear to God, we've been trying forever. It gives you the option to it literally just asks you to put in your RSS feed and then like what your podcast is about. And it's like, oh, we'll hear back from you you'll hear back from us between 12 to 15 days. And we got nothing.
You would think you guys got pretty much everything else. I remember when you guys first got the Spotify and the Apple Music, but you got other stuff too. And iHeart's not budging. That's sus.
I like Podbean just because it's called Podbean.
That's
originally we were on Podbean, but I was like, listen, this is too much for podcasts, and now we're hosted on Anchor, which is completely free. That's our new podcast host. I literally implore everyone to host your podcast on Anchor, because literally I think between not only like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and the major platforms, it also puts you on these other super random platforms that we never even heard of. And it somehow put us back on Podbean, because I took us off of Podbean. So I don't know. It's weird, but like it is great, man. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. It tracks, who's listening on what platform and whatnot. But anyway, let's get into our weekly stories here. We have a lot to cover. It's been a crazy week, and Devin knows, and I know this for sure. We've been sharing stories with each other back and forth on Twitter, and it's just so crazy. It's insane. But also, before we begin, Seth's mic picks up a lot, but that's totally fine. It just is what it is. So we'll just ask you guys to bear with us for this podcast, and that's, it's nothing bad. So let's dive in. First story, guys. What do we got here? Hostess lattes.
Oh boy.
are on the way, fellas. They're on the way. Includes Twinkie and honey bun flavors.
You might as well take a bag of sugar and pour it into a glass and just start drinking it.
Oh, look, dude, they got ding dongs, snowballs. Seth, you seeing this?
Oh, I'm looking at it. So it looks like. So these are going to be Keurigs? Oh no, these are just going to be like things you can put in coffee, like kind of like creamer.
I think you just drink it straight up.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, wait,
this comes. Yeah. I think it's more of a. I think it's just an actual. You know how they have the Starbucks like iced coffees you can buy in those small little bottles. I think that's what it is.
Not gonna lie, it kind of looks like mayo.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A tiny bit. A tiny tad bit.
A tiny bit. Yeah, this story does come from well, we found this on comicbook.com. So it looks like they're going to be, dealing out these ding dong ice lattes, honey bun ice lattes, Twinkies, and snowballs. But I mean, Devin said it best. It's very wow, that's a lot of sugar. Do you think this is as worse as putting like an entire bag of sugar into a jug of Kool-Aid?
Entire bag?
I wouldn't say an entire bag, but it's like
half a bag.
I don't know, like how far we've come with coffee flavor, like stuff to put in coffee, like to the point. Like with this, it's just literally just sugar and with a little bit of coffee added to it. But at the same time, I'm intrigued. Like
I am kind of
it would taste good. There's no denying that.
Right.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't tell you whatsoever. It's as of Tuesday. Ooh, man, oh man, this is. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, I just wanted to get you guys
book news.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for comic book news. I put this in there for a little bit more of an icebreaker, just so we can. I don't know. It's what is it? Last week we talked about Jif. Was it
peanut butter?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're doing a. So
they're on the right side of history.
So what Jif peanut butter is doing? You know how people pronounce GIF as Jif. So they're making a limited edition Jif bottle. Or Jif peanut butter that says GIF instead of Jif to end the whole, the whole. Oh, is it Jif or GIF? No, it's GIF.
It's like so that's the pronunciation is GIF.
Yeah, because it stands for graphical interface, and don't get me started. It is way
I
won't. No, you're good.
My hands are up. Like,
whoa, whoa, take it easy, man.
I just got here, bro.
He's like, bro, you know how long it's been since I've been on this podcast? Like, it's been ages.
Hard G gang for life. That's all I got.
Hard G. Yeah, hard G. Seriously, dude. We have come a long way. And for those of you who don't know, we originally started this. It was originally just a YouTube channel. It was called Broke Boy Gaming. And we wanted to make a gaming YouTube channel. It's good 4 or 5 of us. I think Randy came up with the name, and we were doing pretty good there for a while, mainly just covering major news like E3, RIP. We'll get into that later. We never really did like any actual game reviews. I think it was more of just like podcast discussion likes. And then excuse me. And then me and Devin are like, hey, we should, have a little movie review section because we like going to the movies a lot. And then Seth is like, yo, you're doing too many movie reviews on the gaming channel.
Yeah, I mean, I like going to movies as as an experience, like with friends. I really don't go as often as these two, so I was like, I'm gonna head out until further notice. I'm gonna catch y'all later.
1 year later, hey man, you wanna join us on this podcast?
Yeah. Sounded pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. So we'll get into our actual real story. The first one, like I said, was more of an icebreaker, but this one also comes from comicbook.com. So we got big news this week. Thor 4 is to be featured in Guardians of the Galaxy. This was confirmed by, it wasn't by Taika. Was it by Taika, Devin? I can't remember who actually brought the news.
I don't remember who broke it either, but it got broke.
What's up?
It got broke. That's all that matters.
It got broke. But actually, no, it was. I think it was James. No, it was Taika. I think. I don't know. This this article is not making it super clear, but apparently Groot is supposed to somewhat evolve within.
Oh, I think it was Vin Diesel.
It was Vin. Okay, it was Vin Diesel. Okay,
little Vinny D.
Vinny D. It's all about family.
Family.
It's all about the family. But yeah, so originally the Guardians Volume 3 was set to release in theaters before Thor 4. That's gonna take some getting used to. But then things kind of, the delay with the production of, the whole thing with James Gunn, and then him end up filming Suicide Squad, and now coming back to actually, help out with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So that's pretty cool. But Seth, did you have any thoughts about this at all? I'm not entirely sure how familiar you are with the whole MCU spiel.
In terms of was it James Gunn thing?
Yeah.
Right. I was kind of aware of it, but in terms of Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy, I already knew that it was not necessarily going to happen, but like of course they made references in the past movies. Like of course, there was it Endgame?
Yeah,
Right?
at the end of Endgame.
And the Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, who are you guys? And it was the Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's kind of like foreshadowing that there's going to be at least one thing in the future. But in terms of there being like this, I was like, it's going to happen.
It's just a perfect combo.
It'll be very interesting to see. Also, too, like in the last Guardians movie, at the end, those golden people, what is it? I don't remember, but
I forgot the actual name of their race, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're gonna they tease so like in the
Adam
MCU,
Warlock?
Adam Warlock. He's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
other few people in the universe that's held the Infinity Gauntlet. So it's like this will be, I have a feeling this movie will touch up on that at least a little bit more, or it could entirely be about Adam Warlock too, because like I said, he was able to hold the Infinity Gauntlet in comic books, so he has to be at the very least as strong as Thanos. You know what I mean?
Right. Wait,
So
so
yeah,
go ahead, Devin.
I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I'm also excited. I'm very excited for Taika to take over these Guardians characters because it feels like he's got the perfect humor for them.
Yeah, I agree, man. And between, and more than likely he will be collaborating with James Gunn on this. So those two together, this is just like a match made in heaven. So I'm really excited to see what's going on there.
They also confirmed Christian Bale as the main villain for the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yet,
yeah, we're not entirely sure who. Wow, I cannot talk tonight. But I believe, there was rumor for a while, and then it came out to light. I think Tessa Thompson like officially confirmed it maybe about a week ago. I don't know. There's been so much crap going on, man. It's insane. But I'm definitely excited.
Caveman himself.
Yeah, the Veiled Caveman. Oh man, I miss those Xbox days. I swear. But hey, it's all right. Time to move on. So the next thing we have on here, since we all know the coronavirus is actually getting way more serious than a lot of people would have thought. There's been a lot of cancellations between big events left and right. And this is actually kind of unforeseen in a way, but I was actually kind of shocked. So Disney halts the Falcon and Winter Soldier Prague shootover due to coronavirus concerns here. And this story does come from Deadline. So, it's another, like, a lot of high profile casualties have been happening with this virus. And, there's Marvel shutting down production because of those concerns. And I mean, it is a bit of a bummer, but I totally understand where they're coming from. But I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this really quick.
I just wish coronavirus would go away. Just stop. You're ruining so many things.
Yeah.
And also, if you're listening to this right now, just go wash your hands right now. Just do it.
Go wash your hands.
I think with this outbreak happening, like I still don't know entirely everything there is to know about it, but I know like enough, and I know about like some of the cases that's happened and like the people who have passed away from the virus, and it's like there are proper measures to take to avoid it as much as you can. And
measures
I feel
that people should have been doing in the first place.
Right, in the first place.
That's besides the point.
I think
people dirty out here.
I think there's
trifling,
too much overreacting. Not saying that this isn't necessary. However, I just feel like the overall feeling about this is like sending people into a panic, which is never good in any situation, especially globally. So, do I understand why they did this? Yes. But like everyone's doing this. Eventually, I guess we're going to be talking about the E3 cancellation. A lot of universities are making online classes, and
Even March Madness, they're not gonna allow
exactly.
they're not gonna allow fans in the stadiums. It's gonna be so weird.
And then there's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's somewhat of a correlation with this in the. I heard not too long ago about the stock market. Um, like, like things are happening because of this, and I think it's like the fear around it. Now, is it appropriate? Possibly, I don't know, but I understand why they did it, and I'm just like, I agree with Devin. It should just go away because this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is, and like Seth said, we will be touching on the whole E3 cancellation here later on. But not only that, I think last week on the show, me and Devin were it was all about the first big hit besides GDC as well being canceled was the release of the new James Bond film, No Time to Die. So it's very and people are starting to worry. Oh, what movies are going to get pushed back? Which movies are going to stay on? We got confirmation that Black Widow and Fast 9, because yeah, I really need to see I really need to see Fast 9 as soon as I
Family.
possibly can. It's all about family. They are not moving their spots. Apparently, so since what was it? No Time to Die dropped down to the Thanksgiving release. Trolls World Tour took its place. But apparently, Peter Rabbit 2 is also affected from what I read. I'm pretty sure.
That
So I'm like,
matters.
because yes, we're all clamoring for a Peter Rabbit 2. I got to go see it. But but in all jokes aside, yes, this is everyone just practice basic hygiene, please. Like, for the love of God, we do not need this. If you've seen The Last of Us, I'm not saying something like that would happen, but I don't want people dying out here, like flies left and right, because people don't know how to wash their freaking hands and stop touching their face so much. I'm guilty of, touching my face a lot, but I've been trying not to, the best that I can. But for the love of God, wash your hands. That's all I have to say about it. Anything else from you guys?
Oh, you pretty much hit the nail on the head.
All right, so let's just move on to our next story here. We have John Krasinski. There's been a lot of talk about, and a lot of fans have been clamoring for him to play Mr. Fantastic. If since Disney now has the film rights back to the Fantastic Four, and he has revealed that he would love to star in the Fantastic Four if Marvel has contacted him, but he's pretty much said that he doesn't know anything about, playing. He's saying, Marvel hasn't came up to me. I don't know anything else about this. He knows the fans want it, but I mean, that's about it. What do you guys think? Think this is a good fit for him, or
This sounds just like a response that someone who does know something would say. I think he definitely has been talking to them.
I mean, dude, look at that smile, like right there. Boom, comicbookmovie.com in the link. He knows something. He does. He's
You're not slick, Jim.
I think so. Here's the thing: like, I didn't watch the most recent one. I know the most recent Fantastic Four movie bombed like hell, but I did watch the first two with Jessica Alba and the other what's his name, Chris Evans, before he was Captain America, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Sorry, go ahead.
Even though like those movies like technically weren't good, I guess, I don't know, I liked them as a kid, but that was just when I was a kid. I feel like the Reed Richards in those movies, I felt like he was like a perfect Reed Richards. So like I kind of like base how Reed Richards looks off of that guy, and I feel like this guy could probably he could probably do it. Most
Just give him
definitely.
some silver streaks in that hair. And
Right. I
just
thought, and like that smile is killer too. Like Devin was saying, like,
Right.
come on, look at that smile. Look at
right. He knows
I
something. There's something there.
I feel like if this is true, he would definitely be a perfect fit. My issue is with the other three and Doom, because you can't have Fantastic Four without Doctor Doom.
I feel like this whole quote is just him trying to like use it as a bargaining chip to get Disney to let him direct the movie as well.
Oh, you know what? I mean, yeah. I mean, he's kicking it off amazing with the A Quiet Place Part 1 and now Part 2 coming out within 2 weeks. So that's pretty cool.
No, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am. But I know, and also a lot of people said they were saying that they want his wife Emily Blunt to play was Miss Invisible. I'm literally blanking on her name, but
Susan Storm.
Susan
Yeah,
Storm.
Susan
There
Storm.
we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a good pairing for sure. I always thought who could play Doctor Doom. My God, he plays Scarecrow and Batman Begins, and he's
Michael
also
Keaton.
Michael. Yes.
Wait, no,
Wait,
not,
no. No, not Keaton. I was like, wait. He plays Scarecrow in Batman Begins. He's in Peaky Blinders. He was in. Oh my gosh, he was in Nolan's. Crap. I'm like blanking. Not obviously not 1917. Dunkirk as well. I'm blanking on his name.
I can't help on this one.
It's Cillian Murphy. I looked it up.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy.
Not a memorable name.
Not at all. Memorable face for sure.
I think like someone like Bryan Cranston, someone like maybe older could be a good Doom too.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. You're like Michael. Yeah, it's Michael Keaton. No, that's not Michael Keaton. What are we talking about?
I said Vulture.
No, you're fine. That was my fault. Yeah. So let's move on here. So we have a little bit of Shang-Chi news. This is supposed to be coming out in 2021.
One of those.
One of those. Fin Fang Foom. Fin Fang Foom reported to appear in the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This comes from MCUcosmic.com. So
none of us are big comic readers, but from what I can tell, he's just a badass dragon, so it's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can't go wrong with dragons.
Apparently an alien dragon at that.
Yeah, and
cooler.
it's according to Daniel Richmond. I know me and Devin follow him on Twitter as well. He has all the little inside scoops. So it looks like from this article, it looks like it's gonna happen. Normally something like this isn't like that like bigger of a reveal, excuse me, but definitely will be something cool. I feel like you can't really have a I don't know, like I don't want to say like a Chinese like based superhero movie with like it'll be really cool to see a dragon is what I'm pretty much trying to say. So yeah, this is a little bit of slice news. There's news there. There's not much to go off of, but we'll just have to sit back and wait and see. So on
looks
to the next
interesting
one,
for what I can see. Yeah, I'm not really too familiar with this character, so
I'm not either, so I'm very excited to see what they have in store. And also a little bit more Shang-Chi news. I guess from Creed 2, Florian Monteo reportedly joins the cast as well. So did he play
he was just the giant guy, just literal giant.
The giant guy, yeah. He was like the quote unquote antagonist. When was his mom like left him in Creed 2 or something? The Russian guy. Yeah. So he's Drago. That was it. So yeah, he's also supposedly joining Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, apparently in this movie there's going to be like some kind of karate tournament, like it's centered around like a fighting tournament. It sounds really cool.
Yeah,
I'm always right.
They're the best.
Right.
They're the best.
Seth knows what I'm talking about. My Hero Academia. Let's go.
Love tournament.
Cell World Tournament. Seth knows what I'm talking about. He said, "Oh, tournament arcs, they're always the best. They really are. It's not much of an anime if you don't have one, right?" But so also we're almost on the almost done with the Marvel news here. Excuse me. We got the final Black Widow trailer here. Did you guys Seth or Devin, did you guys have the chance to look at this one?
This specific trailer?
I think it came
think
out like a
so.
few days ago.
I know I saw like the first rollout of the trailer or trailers for Black Widow.
Yeah. So what did you what do you think of the film so far, or just from what you've seen?
I feel like this is necessary for future setup, but at the same time, knowing what happens to Black Widow is kind of like, what's the point? But in the MCU being the MCU, there's obviously a point to this movie, but it's like now you're making me have to watch it.
There's been some theories about the Black Widow that was in the MCU, because remember she changed her hair to blonde randomly. And we were like, why'd you do that? There's a theory that that's not the real Black Widow, and that the real one will be in this movie, and then they'll show that the real one is alive actually. So
well, maybe because I read that theory as well, but I also read, but this is coming straight from Scarlett Johansson during the whole press tour of Avengers Infinity War. She said, and take this with a grain of salt. It was pretty much just basic answer. She said the reason why her hair was blonde in Infinity War was to show how much time had passed between Civil War and Infinity War. When I'm like, okay, for a basic answer that makes sense. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. It is what it is.
And this movie takes place, isn't it, right before Civil War?
Yeah, I think
it all lines up.
It takes place in between Civil War and Infinity War. I believe so, but I could be wrong. But it's sometime around Civil War or in between Civil War, because apparently Tony Stark, not Stony Stark. Wow, is supposed to be have like a small little scene, but I think that's a cut scene from Civil War. So expect to see him for like a hot second, which is whatever, and it's cool. But also, this actually ties into the next story. Kevin Feige said that Marvel Studios produced Black Widow after Endgame because breaking out of the Infinity Saga for a standalone film takes place in the past didn't feel right, which
Captain
is weird.
Marvel.
Right, because Captain Marvel came out and it's like, huh? I feel like it's just because I know Kevin Feige's always wanted to make a Black Widow movie, but and they've been wanting to make a Black Widow movie for a while, but I think it's just more of an excuse of, I mean, we all know Feige wanted to, but he doesn't really have like a straight up answer. I think it just didn't happen. Probably because, I mean, maybe it's because of it's a led it's a female led superhero movie. Will it sell? I mean, you could say that, but I don't really think Disney has much of an excuse. I mean, it is what it is. I'm glad that it's happening still, because it still gives us more of a backstory, and hopefully we get to find out what the fuck happens in Budapest, because that's all this is all I want to know.
Good old Budapest.
Budapest. They keep talking about it. Her and freaking Jeremy Renner. My gosh, they keep talking about, this is Budapest, man. I was like, what happened in Budapest? That's all I want to know. That's all I need to know. But yeah, so Scarlett Johansson made her first debut back in 2010's Iron Man 2. So, she's been around with the MCU for a while. I definitely think this should have been part of phase 2, but I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
It just feels like an excuse they just threw out there. Like, I know we should have done it, but here's a bad excuse for why we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, like, as much as I want to believe that like it'll probably be a good movie, you know, but it just feels out of place. Like we all know what happens, and it's just like, you know, there's that theory. So like this could possibly be like the thing I was talking about, like, oh, this explains that maybe Black Widow's still alive, possibly, or whatever. You know, that's how the MCU is. They always sprinkle things that connect with other things in other movies that you wouldn't think, like, you know, Ant-Man 2. Say, oh, there's the like the subspace or the quantum or whatever it was called. It's like, oh, time travel. That's how it happened. So, I mean, unless that happens, I still think it's just like, why? But you know, a check is a check, so you gotta throw it out there. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Still gonna make that money. I mean, Scarlett Johansson isn't really complaining about it, so I mean, she gets her movie, which I mean, I definitely think she should have. You know, I think her movie should have came out before Captain Marvel. I mean, I get it, but you know, and she is it's paid off at least, and you know she's getting something that she deserves, and so I mean, good for her. I'm very excited. The movie looks great. Well, the trailers so far look amazing. Especially the last one. Devin, did you get to check it out?
I did. It seems like there's a good focus on Taskmaster in this one. He looks so cool.
Yeah, he's got the Wakanda. Oh my gosh, man, he's been studying and
He literally watches all the other movies to learn the moves.
Yeah,
I saw a tweet about that.
Yeah,
and I thought somebody had made that up. Like
it's real. It was in the trailer.
We didn't start
he was watching a fight scene from Iron Man 2 on a big screen.
Yeah,
really? That's funny.
I know. He's like, what's been happening so far, so I can make my grand entrance. But I'm very interested to see who it is. I mean, at first I was like, oh, Baron Zemo. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be Baron Zemo? But I don't know. It's definitely a mystery, so we'll just have to wait and see there. But on to our next story here. We have this little bit of more of Sonic the Hedgehog news here. I know me and Devin went to go see it. Seth, I'm not sure if you got a chance to see it.
I have not, unfortunately.
It's all right. It was for what it was. For a delayed movie that, you know, made Sonic the Hedgehog look like a possum originally, it's turned out to be pretty okay for sure. So apparently James Marsden, has revealed that he has already signed up for multiple potential sequels for Sonic the Hedgehog. This comes from Variety. So I mean, he cool.
Any male actor could have taken his place and I wouldn't have noticed.
Honestly, yeah.
Here's the thing.
Like, and I sorry, go ahead.
So like, this is kind of a good thing for video game movies. You know, obviously everyone who knows about video game movies have watched them in the past has been like, they've been trash and they'll always be trash. But like recently with like the Pokemon film and like this film, and then like the fact that they got enough outcry to revamp Sonic and redo it over, and they got positive feedback. It's like, okay, now this is like what we needed, and then eventually we could get down the line where we can start making movies on video games that, you know, we deserve. Like, you know, a Doom movie would probably be pretty cool, but like, or like Halo, or shit, even like
they've been talking about the Halo movie forever,
right?
My gosh.
Or like Gears of War, like a Gears of War movie. Like I would watch.
But Dave Bautista wants to so bad.
Yeah, he does.
It makes too much sense.
It makes too much sense. We're not going to do it. So
like multiple sequels, yeah, like, I'm up for that. It would be cool to see Shadow and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, okay, yeah. I don't want to say anything because there's a little bit of a post scene towards the end of Sonic if you do go see it. So I won't say anything yet. Man, I feel like a little bit stuffy today. But moving on. Oh my gosh.
I mean, literally, it is like the very beginning of like the flu season too, so that doesn't help at all. Or not flu, allergies.
Allergies, yeah. I have the worst allergies. As
you actually do. Like, you have pretty bad allergies.
I hate them with a burning passion, and I wish they would just go away. So, but we have a little bit of New Mutants news here. I guess I just want to kind of throw this in there. So New Mutants confirms to have a quote unquote beautiful same-sex love story. We were going to dive into the confirming of Lockheed, but we don't know too much about that character, so we're just going to skip that really quick. You know, don't want to don't want to seem like too much of a, you know, comic book casuals, as some people would say. But I know that you know, a lot of people have been clamoring for more same-sex relationships with or representation within films and TV shows and movies, video games, all that jazz. So I kind of just wanted to throw that out there and, you know, see what you guys thought about this really quick. I'm not sure who the same-sex love story is, but I feel like it has. Oh wait, actually no, it does say here in the entertainment article, it is between Maisie Williams, who played in Game of Thrones, and Danielle Moonstar. Um, she played in Another Life's Blue Hunt. So I don't know, what do you guys think about this? Devin
It's
or Seth?
welcome, and I
It's
just
welcome.
yeah, I just hope it works. I guess I don't know. I'm
This
not.
movie could be the worst movie ever made or decent, and there's no in between.
There really
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah, because it got pushed back, and you know we are used to the whole, you know, oh, this got delayed, this got that got delayed, because we've been playing video games like our entire lives, so we're used to this crap. Um, films, it happens, but not as often as it does with video games,
Right.
because video games are way more expensive to make. Even when a game is shipped, it still has bugs. It pretty much, the game is broken until it's not, like, until, you know, and that's why they have crunch time and whatnot. But I'll, you know, I digress. But you know, for a movie like this, and it's kind of been a running joke for the past few years that, you know, is New Mutants going to come out, and everyone thought it was either gonna, you know, they were just going to scratch it or put it straight to DV, you know, to home video. But they did confirm that reshoots actually never happens, because the cast is older now. So I think this is the original New Mutants that we were supposed to be getting, you know, from in the
So
first place.
the movie that was bad enough to require reshoots didn't get reshoots, and now it's coming.
Yeah, pretty much. I think
Mm,
it, and this happened, you know, between the merger between Disney and Fox, and you know, them acquiring all these properties back, and we all saw Dark Phoenix, and I'll still fight to my dying breath that it is not the worst X-Men movie. But Devin will also say that's not saying much, and I'll say, yeah, you're right. So
Shit, shit.
he's like, shit is shit. But yeah, I mean, I think something is here for this movie. And I mean, I don't know. I've talked to Devin about it a little bit, and they've
right.
said this on Lights Camera Bar School, a podcast me and Devin listen to pretty much on the weekly. That they also believe that there's something here to why they didn't just scrap it. And it's like, I'm interested. I don't know. But any other comments about this story before we move on?
I was gonna say like so this New Mutants, is this like within Disney now, or is this still like a Fox
Well,
thing?
Disney
It's
gets the money for it, but it's still a
still
Fox
Fox.
X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so this can't be connected with MCU then, right?
Right. Right.
Mm. Well, I mean,
He's
so here's the thing, like, I want this to be like a way to pave for X-Men to come into like a positive light again. Like the fact that mutants are in the title is kind of a good thing, and the
Mm.
acquisition of X-Men from uh to go back to Disney or to Marvel Studios, more so I should say. I'm excited because earlier on as a kid I really messed with the X-Men like heavy. So
Oh,
like
same
to be
here.
to
Oh,
be able to see that like it's slow starting, but to see like the manifestation of mutants to come back and like to DC and like I just want to see how this turns out. And then maybe people will be like, oh yeah, I forgot about the New Mutants, or I don't know if this is like an actual new thing. I'm not entirely too sure, but I want this to be good. You know what I mean? Because like I saw the trailer for it. There was a trailer for it not too long ago that I saw.
It doesn't look half bad.
It looks pretty interesting. It like has like a nice dark tone to it, and it'll look like I guess like the character I guess it might be the main, who like, you know, from the trailer you can't tell what she does. Like she has something,
Right.
she has some ability, but you don't know what it is. It's like that mystery makes you go like, ooh, what is that? So I hope that this becomes a good movie, and I hope they use that trailer marketing for its right purpose, and the story turns out good. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Well said there. My gosh, Devin, was there anything else you wanted to touch on that before we head over to our Mark Ruffalo news?
Nope.
All right. So another piece of news drops this week. Mark Ruffalo had rumored to have signed on for the She-Hulk Disney Plus series. This comes from Comic Book Movies or comicbook.com. So, I mean, I guess you can't really have She-Hulk without Hulk, right? Because it's like, but I think he's supposed to play Professor Hulk, if I'm not mistaken. But
I guess it depends on when it's set.
I'm very interested to see. My best guess would be that this is set somewhere in between, or maybe during the, like, somewhere in between the events of Infinity War and Endgame, because that is when Professor Hulk, you know, shines, or, you know, comes into be. Or maybe it's a little bit after, you know, after Hulk's, well, spoiler alert, after Hulk uses the Infinity Gauntlet to bring
Spoiler
everyone
alert for
back.
Endgame. Get out of here.
Whatever. Hey man, I'm just saying, one of my friends literally got mad at me because I think it was when Infinity War came out. He was mad that I was talking about it on Facebook, and he didn't want anyone else to spoil it for him. And then I said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, but I don't have the time to wait for you to go see a movie, and, you know, I'm not going to like not talk about it because you didn't see it within a, you know, respective time." It was like 2 months after the movie came out. And
Right.
obviously it's still playing in theaters, but I was like, it's not my responsibility to make sure that you've seen every movie before I talk about it on Facebook. I'm sorry. But he didn't say anything else after that, so it's whatever. But yeah, so I think this is really cool. I mean, I kind of assumed that he was going to be in this in the series anyway, but it's kind of nice to confirm that he will be there. So in some way, shape, or form, maybe as a mentor to She-Hulk, if this is post Endgame or pre Endgame, depending. But any other last minute thoughts?
I
Excuse me.
wanted to actually comment on this.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of. I mean, this is cool. You know, She-Hulk is like personally for me, like, I love Hulk and like anything Hulk, right? But
Mm.
it's still an issue with who is it? I think Universal Studios owns the rights to Hulk, right?
I believe so, but I also read that Disney might try to acquire the Hulk rights back. I really don't know,
Please,
but
because here's the thing: like this is cool, but like they're always they're always finding a way to like incorporate Hulk without telling people that like Hulk is the main thing, or like Hulk stuff. I just want a Mark Ruffalo film, or like a Hulk film. Last time we got that film, it was what's his name from Motherless Brooklyn. What's that guy actor's name?
oh my gosh, Devin, what was his name? The guy who played
Edward Norton.
Yes,
Edward Norton.
The Edward Norton of Hulk film, which I love still to this day. It's like they need to, you know, it's cool that they're getting all this stuff from Fox, but like the Hulk stuff is kind of like, you know, like from was it Endgame or was it Infinity? Whatever. No, it was the Thor movie. The when they
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
That was basically what is it? Planet Hulk. That was pretty much Planet Hulk, but like it wasn't Planet Hulk. You know what I mean?
It was like a Planet Hulk movie like kind of etched into Thor's story. But yeah, pretty much the same thing.
I just like I like that they're doing this, but I just want them to chop it up, cut it up on that deal, because I'm trying to see this Hulk movie because I like Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Oh, I love him,
especially Professor Hulk.
Right, that was amazing.
I took the braids and the bronze, put them together.
that whole entire scene with the kids and like Ant-Man was like, well, I don't know who you. That was hilarious.
He was like, just take the goddamn phone. Oh my gosh, that was great.
Yeah, that's my little take on that.
Oh, don't, dude. You're all good. So on to our next bit of news here. We I don't know why this is in here. I don't know why I put this here, but we're going to talk about it. I don't know. My nose is so stuffy. I hate allergy season. Okay, so I'm going to power through this. Sony, so as we've talked about before, Sony is reportedly developing a untitled spin-off set in the Spider-Man universe. But apparently this is now has the amazing Spider-Man 2 writer attached to it, Roberto Orsi. I don't know why. Like, why?
I've never heard this guy, but apparently this guy stinks.
Well, I mean, he was a co-writer on the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
He also wrote on the Transformers movies, which just went into a tailspin.
Yeah, it's man, it's I don't know, but it's not. It doesn't mention which project he would be a part of. So a lot of people are speculating that it could be either Silk, a Venom movie, possibly. Please don't say this Venom 3 because I can't take anymore. I don't know why they're making Venom 2, but Silver and Black is another one, or Night Watch, or I mean, it could be hell, man, Sony could be like, oh, we're already planning on a Morbius sequel already, and we haven't even, the first one hasn't come out yet, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts about this, Seth?
Just more Sony stuff with Marvel that Marvel's not included with. I don't like it. Like
yeah,
nah, no.
Yeah, Devin, you no.
I mean, he was a writer for Amazing Spider-Man 2, so.
All right, enough said. Moving on. So, all right. So I'm not sure if you saw this, Seth, because there's a little bit of Mortal Kombat. Okay.
Probably added it in.
I'm glad we added it in. So, the official Red Band trailer for Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge has been released. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this first. So I guess we'll start with the man himself who loves Mortal Kombat more than his own family. Seth, take it away. No, I'm just kidding.
All I gotta say is yes.
It looks fantastic. Yes. Like so much blood.
That dude from I don't know what his name was in the WWE, but his whole entire thing was just saying yes and putting his hands up. That's me right now.
Yes.
Like, even outside of because like this is, from what I saw in the trailer, like a kind of like a Scorpion origin story, I guess, or like have like a telling on it, or I don't know. But I just wanted to say, hands down, the animation for this, stellar. The animation for this is amazing. How they do, like, in Mortal Kombat 11, there's a mechanic called crushing blows, right? So when you do them, the move will connect and it will show like kind of like a mini X-ray, like you hitting the dude's head and like his skull's cracking or like his spine shattering. They're basically doing that all over the fight scenes in this movie, which, I never really thought of them in a film setting or like a show setting or whatever, but it works perfectly. So like
I totally agree.
This is amazing, and
this looks
off.
I wish. I mean, Goro's it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Oh my lord. When does this come out? Sorry, I'm like, own it on digital and Blu-ray sometime soon. I don't know. It just I'm picking this up. So
you already know I'm
definitely
up. I already pre-ordered
I'm picking this up. Oh, you pre-ordered? What
no,
do you know
I'm
when it
kidding.
comes out?
But
No, I was like, I mean, hey man, I'm there. We're right there with you.
I'm a buy it. You know, like when I get this, like I'll be able to watch it for the time being. So like I'll happily purchase this. I haven't bought a movie like in forever. So.
Yeah, but Devin, any thoughts coming from you?
I didn't see the trailer, so
No, it's all right. All right, fine, whatever. Don't have your little
whatever.
whatever. Yeah. It's cool. But moving on to another news piece story here before we get into our game news. So we have the first look at Aya Cash's Stormfront oh my gosh, her suit in The Boys season 2 has officially released. I think Seth, you watched The Boys season 1, right? I thought
I
you
wanted
did.
to be put in the corner, Christian, with a dunce cap. I have not watched this yet. I've been
Seth.
meaning to for such a long time, but I have.
I highly recommend it.
For the audience that hasn't heard me for 18 years, I don't like watching shows. I don't know what it is. I think it's the commitment that scares me. But like once I watch one episode, I'm like, I watch this 2 years from now. I don't know what it is. So, or it's either that,
unless it's My Hero.
unless it's My Hero, which I actually slumped on that too. But unless it's like 3 a.m. and I can't sleep because of insomnia, and then I'll just binge watch like a really short anime. Other than that, I won't watch shows whatsoever.
Fair enough. You and my friend Larry would get along famously because he is still quote unquote wounded from the Game of Thrones quote unquote bad ending, which wasn't that bad. It was rushed. It wasn't bad. It was rushed.
So you're
defending that to yeah. Oh, I will defend it until the day. It is fine if people don't like it. I understand why people don't like it.
I didn't even watch that show, and I just knew that like that ending blew. If these people were this mad,
neither did Devin.
I loved every second of the reactions.
Me too. I was dying.
I think I was sending stuff to you just because.
Yeah, you were.
I was so pissed.
Laughing at it.
No, he would no. Like I swear, Devin would always send me something of some dude raging about Game of Thrones, and I'm like, like I had to get in there and be like, all right, listen, this is why you're wrong. But it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, my friend Larry over from the Cinemania World team, he doesn't watch TV anymore. Literally, I think Game of Thrones hurt him that much, but he knows he'll be back for the House of Dragons coming out on HBO Max. So I don't know what he's waiting around for, but it's fine. Yeah, so back to the story at hand. Stormfront strikes The Boys, an exclusive season 2 first look. I don't know too much about Stormfront. Again, we're not big comic book readers. I read a little bit of manga back in the day, but I read a few comics here or there, but nothing was not committed to a certain story here or there. But it looks pretty good. Devin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty obscure comic in the first place, but I just Googled the character, and it's like, he's kind of like Thor. He's got the electric powers.
Okay, so they gender swap him then.
It is a gender swap.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he looks pretty badass.
Cool. I mean, she looks great. I'm just waiting for season 2 to come out. I don't know when that is, but it needs to come soon. Hopefully, because I think
it's this year.
Yeah, it is. Okay, it is this year. So yeah, because we did get the okay that they had they had finished production or finished filming. So I just can't wait, dude. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna I want to go back and rewatch the second season, or at least the season finale, because the season finale was just like, oh my God, one of the biggest cliffhangers from a show. And I feel like everybody slept on this show until it just like started picking up steam. And I kept seeing all of these commercials for it. Like it was marketed out the wazoo, especially when I went to the theaters. You know how they do like the whole front and center thing before. Well, I don't know if Devin knows because I don't know how early he gets to the theater.
Not that
early. I just like to sit there and get settled in, get ready for the movie. But it would always play, always play. I would see it everywhere on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Like it was everywhere, and I'm like, wow, holy crap, this marketing team is insane. But yeah, it's a great show. Seth, I promise you will like it a lot.
I already know I'll like it. I just gotta make myself watch the show. I don't know. I don't know how I'll do it. I guess I'll
Don't make me drive it to Ohio. I swear to God.
just show up.
I'll
in my
drive
door
up
like,
there.
Hey, look, you got 5 seconds.
You're watching
to
this
on.
now. He's like, well, I got work, cuz. Nope.
I don't
Not
have
today.
Amazon Prime. Here's $100. Here you go.
Yeah. Here's $100. I think it's only about 10 episodes, so it's not. They're not
that's
terribly
perfect.
long.
That's perfect. 10 episodes.
I believe it is. Isn't it, Devin? I think. I can't remember.
8 or 10.
8 or 10.
8.
Something like that.
That's even better.
He said, 10 minus 2, 8.
So that.
Wait, what'd you say, Devin? Sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
It's very gory.
No, yeah, it's very, very gory.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it's
my
literally
shit.
as if like pretty much like corrupt superheroes, kind of all that jazz. Essentially, if people have powers and
they would be
our
dicks,
society,
and that's realistic.
Yeah.
That's very realistic.
Very, very realistic. It's insane. But all right, so that pretty much finishes up for the film news. We have two last stories for the pod tonight. I just wanted to touch on this again. So it was rumored for a while, with the whole coronavirus thing, going back to this really quick about E3 2020, that it actually has been canceled, officially canceled. Comes from Game Informer. I actually believe Devolver Digital broke the story first. Not like, they didn't put out a, article or anything, but I'm pretty sure they literally just tweeted saying cancel
they're like cancel your flights and hotels.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was literally watching a video on this today, and like they were just like, yeah, cancel your flights and your hotels. Devolver Digital, being who they are, they really like to put the edge in anything that they do publicly because they're Devolver Digital. The Serious Sam series. That's just us. You know what I mean?
I can't believe.
I personally thought, seeing that was like in the video, it looked like they were joking around with it because that's what people were doing. Like people were canceling flights, people were not booking up stuff or for hotels. So I thought they were just making a tongue-in-cheek joke, although it'd be a little distasteful.
Because
but
that is that's them.
But at the same time, I guess if anybody would know about E3 being canceled, it would be Devolver Digital. So it was kind of like the serious comment that came from the funny friend, and he didn't expect it. You know what I mean?
Seriously, though, pretty much. So I'll read a little bit of the official statement. After careful consulting with our member companies regarding the health and safety for everyone in our industry, our fans, our employees, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've made the difficult decision to cancel E3 2020, scheduled for June 9th through the 11th in Los Angeles. They do plan on coming back in 2021. But also, so even though E3 is canceled, we did get wind that Ubisoft, however you want to pronounce the company's name, and Microsoft Xbox will be doing pretty much their own versions of the Direct, which is something I feel like they should have been doing in the first place because Nintendo dropped out at E3 ages ago. And everyone's like, what are you, crazy? You're not going to get any traction that way. How are you going to sell any consoles? And, how are you going to display your games and show off your games? And they're like, oh, we'll just have a pre-recorded video and we'll live stream it. And it's been working ever since.
Yeah, they've been doing just fine.
Yeah, and it's little spurts of information throughout the year, and they have multiple Nintendo Directs, and then Sony being Sony loves to copy Nintendo, as we've seen many times in the past. And then Sony started doing their own, I believe it's called the State of Play, which is pretty much a PlayStation Direct. Probably just didn't want to go with that name just to differentiate themselves a little bit. But the first few have been rough. But with the blueprint that they have now for excuse oh excuse me, the blueprint that they have for the Nintendo Direct, I think they're moving in the right direction. A lot of people weren't very happy with their first few directs, quote Sony's directs, but it was like you just got to give them time. They got to make their own, find their footing. But truth be told, and we all know this, E3's been we've watched E3 in its glory days when we were kids. Literally every single year, we would get together at someone's house and watch E3.
Right.
That Master Chief Collection announcement.
I was going buck wild when I saw that.
I've never seen Seth happier a day in my life. Like he was like
peak intimacy with Devin's couch. It was,
and nowadays we have to wait a year to get every new Halo game in the newest collection.
Yeah.
The Combat Evolved just came out.
We're gonna have a year for Halo 2 and then another year for Halo 3.
I just want Halo 3 in all honesty.
Exactly.
I know, that's literally what we're waiting for. Like that's all we need in our lives. I mean, I get it, they want to release them in chronological order, but it's like, okay, Microsoft, 343 Industries, listen, it's been long enough. I think the last Halo game that was put on PC was Halo 2. And how long ago was that? That was ages ago. It's like, give us everything. I understand, you want to stretch this thing out, but we already paid for the thing. I just want to play it. That's all.
I want just one more comment on this before we head back to the real shit. I do have to say both the Halo Reach and the Combat Evolved ports work flawlessly on the PC.
They do.
So they did, even though they are taking their time and it's taking forever, they're doing their job and they work flawlessly on release without having no stupid day one patches. Although on Halo Reach, for a long time, for some reason you couldn't crouch while you were running, but they fixed that, so that's good.
Yeah, literally for the longest time.
so half kudos, half step the fuck up and get the rest out.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. Say it like it is. But so with the whole E3 and the coronavirus state of emergency epidemic that's affecting schools, but somehow isn't affecting workplaces. I'm just waiting. But I work in like IT healthcare, so it's like I don't think it's gonna come towards us anytime soon.
But if you I just want to kind of, before we move on, I wanted to touch on this.
You're good.
Specifically, I think, in my personal opinion, I think that this was going to happen whether or not this coronavirus happened. In my personal opinion, that might be a little crazy or whatever, but last year's E3 was kind of the mere fact that wasn't it PlayStation that like dropped out, right? They didn't have like an actual...
PlayStation dropped out last year and then they dropped out this year again like a few months back. And even Jeff Keighley, who's been for the past 25 years has been at E3. He dropped out because he said he didn't like the way that they were trying to take it. Originally, E3 was supposed to be more for the investors, and it became more of a fan-wide phenomenon thing. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's all good. I just think, I don't know. I feel like this was going to happen regardless of the unfortunate coronavirus outbreak. Coronavirus, sorry.
You're good, man.
Because of last year, like, because PlayStation dropped out and they were going to drop out this year again. That guy that you just talked about, and like I watched E3 last year, and it was like even down to, I think Xbox was the one that was pretty solid. I think Nintendo. No, it was Nintendo. I think Nintendo really took it last year. I think I'm not too sure.
So like they don't have like like Nintendo comes to like the how they do the we have all the big conferences first, and then they have like the 2 to 3 day floor show. Nintendo was at the floor show during E3, but they didn't have like an actual E3 conference.
Right. All I wanted to say is I think whatever committee decides that this happens or not, I have a feeling they were teetering on the idea of canceling it for a year, but then this kind of like was like, oh shit, we probably should do this year, because E3 is a global phenomenon. So like, with this happening, it's like, okay, we definitely can't do it. But I don't know. I feel like this was going to happen anyway, whether or not this is supported or not necessarily supported, whether or not this is true. I don't know, but that's how I felt about this year. I had a feeling this was going to happen even before
Yeah.
this virus thing happened. I just wanted to throw that out
Right.
there.
Yeah, because if they tried to make it, they wanted to make it this year more of like a festival / influencer type thing, and I'm like, "Bleh." No, that's not what we're supposed to be doing here, like at all. But Devin, did you have any other thoughts about this before we get into our last bit of news here?
I don't really think it affects us really at all, because the main companies are still going to have press conferences. It's just a lot of people are going to lose money, but who cares?
Yeah, some people are going to quote unquote lose money, but companies are also going to be saving a lot. And hopefully, I was actually watching Inside Gaming's video about this, and they were saying, hopefully this will have it to where, maybe this will get Xbox and the rest of these other companies to just do more of a direct style, give us small little bits of information throughout the year once you have some things that you want to announce, and then just move on. You will save so much more money in the long run, and I don't think it's going to affect game sales or console sales at all. So there's always that. But in our last bit of news here, I'm actually very excited to announce that Horizon Zero Dawn, a PlayStation 4 exclusive, that was brought to you by Guerrilla Games, who also made the Killzone series as well. Horizon Zero Dawn is finally coming. It's officially, coming to the PC this summer via Steam, and I'm very, very excited. I'm happy as a gamer because in a way I am kind of tired of these exclusive barriers, like, oh well, I gotta buy like 4 to 5 consoles in order to play like all the exclusives that I need, when they should be available to especially the PC market. As we all know that we've all moved away, quote unquote moved away from consoles, but we've all built up our Steam libraries and whatnot, our PC libraries, and haven't really looked back, even though I do own a PlayStation 4 mainly for exclusives. But if their exclusives were available on PC, I wouldn't have to buy a console, because, and I don't know, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that.
Definitely a step in the right direction for PlayStation specifically. We all know, like, Microsoft being, the owners of, like, Microsoft, of course, their OS, and Xbox, they kind of already knew that this combination of PC gaming and console gaming was going to be a thing, so they were already cool with it. But like, now that PlayStation's starting to nudge and kind of give into the PC market as well, it's good, because PlayStation's usually like, oh, everyone else is doing this and it's way better for us. Let's not do it because it's not our thing.
Right.
Like when the whole Fortnite thing. Remember that? Where, like, I think originally it was like, no, I think it was Minecraft, because Minecraft came to the Switch, and Xbox and Minecraft were like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, we have, cross-platform, and I'm pretty sure you can still do it if you have like the Microsoft version of Minecraft on the PC. So I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is combining 3 consoles. But PlayStation was like, nah, we don't like that, because you're not using the PlayStation. No, I don't care. But this is showing that PlayStation is starting to listen, albeit this game, originally when this game came out, I really wanted it, but I didn't have a PlayStation 4, so I couldn't get it. But it's a step in the right direction for PlayStation, and a step in the right direction in general for gaming. So we could get games like this, and like God of War and all the other exclusives that you can really only experience on the PlayStation to the PC. It's not necessarily derailing or PlayStation 4 sales by any means, or any PlayStation sales, because you still have people who are too afraid to even adapt to a PC. But it's just adding more money for them, because now you have all these PC users who are like, oh yes, finally I can play this game. And hopefully, somehow, someway, Nintendo can kind of grab this little hint here, because Nintendo's really bad about. Even though I just talked about
they are
Minecraft, but
stingy.
stingy about, and he was like, "Oh, what Legend of Zelda? Oh, you're only playing that on the Switch. By the way, we just made a new Switch. You have to buy that too." And we bought. It's like, hey, we bought a new version of the
Super
Switch.
Switch.
You gotta
The
buy
Switch.
the mini Switch that we made. By the way, that doesn't dock. And so it's like, come on, Nintendo. Like Nintendo's real cool about certain things, but they're also really dumb about a lot of things too. But I digress.
Yeah.
This is a big thumbs up from me, so that's that.
Yeah, I'm hoping Devin over there gets. I'm hoping he buys it so he can experience it for himself.
I've definitely heard good things recently.
But yeah, there was actually a tweet online. This one kid, he replied to Guerrilla Games saying it's officially confirmed. It's coming to PC this summer, and he sent a video of him like literally destroying his PlayStation and saying that like you've destroyed everything that you've built, blah 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 blah, and it still blows my mind that people are that brand loyal to the point.
That video you sent me of the guy like throwing stuff around and like really crying in the video because
yeah
it's put on PC. Like how does your life get that bad? I don't understand.
I just don't. Well, like even a ex Guerrilla Games employee commenting on his thing saying like this. Like this, why are you getting mad? I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but like him playing the game, or like he's had his chance to enjoy the game, and the fact that other people get to enjoy the game without having to buy a PlayStation does not take away from his enjoyment or experience from the game. And he's like, take care of yourself and pretty much get over yourself, because there's nothing wrong about this, whatever, like at all. It's just like with Sony, they're going to be making all the profits. Like consoles don't make these studios monies. It's always about the software sales. They make the consoles and they make these games so they can sell. It's never been about the hardware, and people need to understand that. But I mean, it is what it is. But people need to grow up. If you are a Sony pony fanboy out there, I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is. It's just to stop being so brand loyal, because 9 times like, Sony does not care about what your thoughts and opinions are about Horizon Zero Dawn or Enter X PlayStation or Nintendo exclusive here coming to PC. More people get to play it, and the game preservation is the most important thing, and showing that these studios are willing to move these exclusive games onto other platforms like Detroit Become Human, and also with I think it was Death Stranding, even though it was kind of already hinted at that it was coming to PC as well, because that's what Kojima had mentioned. And then now with Horizon Zero Dawn, and who knows with whatever else, and I bet you the Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to come to PC at some point. And I know it's supposed to come out first for PlayStation, but I don't know. I'm kind of tired of the whole stupid brand loyalty. Like, if you have a PlayStation, that's fine. If you just enjoy what you like to play. It whatever. I'm done. I'm just rambling at this point. But that concludes our stories here. Unless Devin, you had something else to say about that last story, really quick.
I actually have some breaking, kind of crazy news here.
All right.
Tom Hanks has coronavirus.
Oh my God.
What? Interesting.
Just came out a minute ago.
I literally just saw that on Twitter. Oh man. And his wife have tested positive for coronavirus.
That's
wow.
Yeah, that's scary. It really is.
So
like
it's a 3% mortality rate. So we have a 3% chance of losing Tom Hanks. Oh God.
No,
that's
kind of terrible to end it on.
Well, that is very, very, very shocking
to
hear.
Hopefully he'll be okay,
Yes, our thoughts and prayers from here over at Film Optics go to him and his family and his wife, of course. So hopefully we can get this virus under control.
Someone replied, "Take me instead."
Wow.
Tom Hanks has been a part of film history for all of us here, so that would be pretty tragic to this dumb virus.
Yeah, I literally just saw someone say, take me instead. A lot of heartbreaking take me instead, Chief. My life for Wilson. This is wow. But yeah, that's something very breaking news, of course. But I hope everything works out okay for him and his wife. That is wow. So I guess we will just end the podcast here. For everyone who is listening, you can you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the social media garbage, pretty much any podcast platform you can think of. You can find us on. You can also follow us on Twitter, and Instagram at Film Optics. Optics is spelled OPTIX. So you can also join our discourse on there. But I also wanted to thank Devin, as always, for coming on. And also Seth, thank you for coming on with us today.
No problem.
Yeah, that's what figured I'd bring some more people on from time to time whenever people are free, so we can get back to just having some fun. This is what the podcast has always been about, no matter if it's more about film than games than we originally planned. I like to sprinkle in a little bit of game news here or there if it's warranted. But yeah, so that pretty much does it. And we will see you guys in the next one. I believe our next review, Devin, what is it? The Hunt? The Hunt. I might have to see it on Friday, by the way, because I might be looking for a new roommate. So that's fun. I think I have a new guy coming in. Seems pretty interested, but yeah, we'll definitely nevertheless, our review for The Hunt will be coming out on Sundays as scheduled. And we're recording this on a Wednesday, but this will be posted up on Friday. Because why not have a great new podcast to listen to on a Friday? But again, thank you both for coming on as well. And we will see everyone in the next one.
Peace.